Good day to everyone. Today, I am going to discuss about fire extinguishers. First, I will define what is a fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher is a mechanical device usually made of metal containing chemicals, fluids, or gases for stopping fires. The means for application of its contents for the purpose of putting out a small fire before it propagates and is capable of being readily moved from place to place. There are different types of fires, and they are addressed by different types of fire extinguishers. The fire extinguisher I have with me is a dry chemical extinguisher in a stored pressure type. The fire extinguisher as a dry chemical can control type A, B, and C. Being stored in a pressure type enables us to easily inspect the unit since it is equipped with a pressure gauge indicating that it is ready for use. These are the parts of a fire extinguisher. First is the valve assembly, the release lever, the tamper seal, the pull pin, the handle, the hose, and the nozzle, the cylindrical tank, and inside the cylindrical tank is the extinguishing agent and the propellant used to put out fire. Now, the cylindrical tank is flat on the bottom and dome shape on top. Cylindrical steel tanks contain the extinguishing agent and the propellant necessary to provide the pressure to forcibly push out the fire extinguishing agent out, creating a spray. The valve assembly. The function of the valve is to control or regulate the flow of the extinguishing agent. It consists of a machine body made of metal bars stuck on a lath or a plastic injected molded part for economy versions. A handle that allows for grasping and lifting and transporting the extinguisher. A metal locking pin to prevent accidental discharge, and a plastic tamper seal, this yellow one, to keep the locking pin from falling out, and a metal release lever, this one, and a deep tube which the agent is drawn up for expulsion. Stored pressure type fire extinguishers also contain a pressure gauge. The nozzle and the hose. A nozzle directs the direction of the extinguishing agent as it leaves the tank. A hose is typically found on extinguishers and are heavier than 3 kilograms. Further allows refined directing of the flow as it leaves the extinguisher. So the purpose of this is you can sweep the extinguishing agent from side to side. Inside the tank is an extinguishing agent, the substance that limits or suppresses the spread of the fire. It's found inside the tank. The parts and components of a fire extinguisher all play a vital role in the effective discharge of water or a chemical agent to suppress a fire before it can spread out of control, leading to property damage and maybe even loss of life. Fire extinguishers are engineered to spray and spread an agent on a fire to remove one of the 3 elements necessary to maintain a fire once it has started. Those elements are the fuel that is burning, the heat that is produced, and the oxygen needed to keep the fire going. These are collectively known as the fire triangle. As such, fire extinguishers are designed to target one or more of these elements needed to sustain a fire by providing a barrier between the fuel and the oxygen in the surrounding air, or by removing the heat by cooling the fuel. If either one of these can be affected or eliminated, the fire goes out. The fundamental principle of eliminating an element of the fire triangle assuredly has a distant history, but in modern times, a tool to suppress fire known as fire extinguisher began as a pressurized vessel that sprayed water. Understanding that certain fires were not effectively suppressed with water and that water conducts electricity, making water an acceptable agent in fighting electrical fires. That a forceful stream of water may splatter combustible materials and that in cold temperatures, the water may freeze, led those seeking to improve fire extinguishing capacity and effectiveness to develop new agents. The type of fires that can be put off by my fire extinguisher is first type A. Type A refers to ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, trash, cloth, or anything that leaves an ash. The second type is type B. Flammable or combustible liquids such as oil, gasoline, greases, solvents, and alcohol lacquers. The type C or the third type is energized electrical fires, overloaded electrical cables, short-circuiting machinery. Now I will demonstrate how to use a fire extinguisher. First is to hold the fire extinguisher upright and remove the safety pin, the pin right here. The second step is to stand back and aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. Squeeze the lever and sweep side to side.